everybody, and welcome to a little celebration we threw together at the last second to celebrate Pete Limp Dick Hegseth and the most abomination speech any military ever had to sit through and listen to.
Yes, sir. We thank you for your cervix. And let's face it, he is a massive cervix.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to watch it 3 times. Admittedly, I was drinking, but all I took away.
Pete.
Well, but I wasn't covered in what I was drinking, and the only thing I can get from it for sure is they don't allow fat chicks in the military anymore. Is that what he was trying to say?
Well, you're not allowed any fat people at all, except of course the commander-in-chief, which is apparently that's okay.
That was so hilarious. He's up there talking about physical fitness, and he hands over to that saggy orange basketball of a turkey neck fuck.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, I mean, did you look at the audience? I mean, I didn't see any fat generals. I mean, what are they talking about? You know, this I don't believe there are fat generals in maybe there's a couple.
I'm sure there's a few dudes who are in their 50s and stuff now and aren't exactly, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the Commando movie or anything anymore. But who gives a rat's ass? It's not like they have to be out there with a sword on a horse,
Well, maybe that's coming back, They're taking everything back to the 50s, and I mean the 1850s, so they might as well do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you got all these guys who are, they're tactical specialists, and they just know that. What about, if you're a general and you're in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
You lost your leg in Afghanistan or something, or you lost your arm. No, you can't be in there either. Get the little wheelchair fella out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this ain't no charity office, motherfucker.
This all coming from an alcoholic ex-lieutenant.
Yeah, somebody who literally turns a Tuesday night into a frat party everywhere he goes.
Yeah, he was in charge of a squad when he was in the military.
Yeah,
it's like, oh god.
He name dropped Stormin Norman Schwarzkopf in the whole thing. We're not going to have pansy generals anymore. We want Storm and Norman types, right? I'm sorry, Pete Hegseth.
Trump jumped to say Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, well, true enough, right? But Schwarzkopf would have stood up during that little speech and broke that little bitch over his knee.
Well, no, he wouldn't have. He'd have stood there and scowled stoically, said nothing, and then walked out of that briefing room and went all fucking Jack Nicholson on his ass.
Yeah. That was a proper tough man, not like Pete Hegseth, right?
Oh yeah, but it was all that bravado. He was really trying to be like
F-O-F-A, and he waits for the applause, and you could hear a pin drop.
But he was definitely trying to say, I'm with you. I'm one of the boys now.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of you. So we're all together. We're in it together. And they're all looking at him like, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It would have been like, what was that guy from the 80s, Canadian white rapper, Snow? It would have been like Snow hanging out with Public Enemy going, yeah, man, I'm fucking down.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Where did he come from?
Yeah, exactly. Hear your mom calling, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, such tough words from Hegseth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we're no longer the department that woke.
You never were.
Yeah, I think what you call it is modernization of the military. Yeah. Yes, you're not supposed to smoke out your privates.
Yeah.
Pardon the phrase. The guys who aren't performing well, you can't haze them out, you can't poke them around, you can't sit on their faces, beat them up like they used to do in the old days. No, the modern military builds their men up. They don't just destroy them first. And it's and he wants to throw all that away. Throw that away, so you can just be as much of a git as you want.
Yeah.
The thing is, one of the things he said was, I was actually staggered by what he said. Was when he was talking about facing their enemies, and he basically said they're going to see the violence.
Yeah.
I thought that's not the right word for the military.
No.
Maybe Putin's military.
Yeah. You're not supposed to go, all right, boys, kill them all. Jesus Christ.
Don't shoot until you see the whites of their skin. It's just like, no way. That's not the military. The military isn't about violence.
Yeah.
You get that from ICE.
Yeah. The Department of War, perfect thing to send into Portland. I mean, it's just so unbelievable. When are we going to start getting Hegseth doing the we're sending the Department of War into and he'll have to look at it Euclid, Ohio.
Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
I feel sorry for them all, having all of that travel and all of that crap to listen to two idiots who have no idea. But at least for all of those military people, after like these proper leaders, after all of this is done and they're on their way back, at least they now know for sure that they do work for idiots. Right?
Yeah,
There's no
absolutely.
if and or but about it anymore, right?
Yeah, no, we should thank Hegseth for this, for cementing that into the minds of the great military might of America. That you just do not follow commands from these people, no illegal commands, or you somehow you have to bend to these somehow, but you're not behind them.
Half of that room would end up on the end of a rope had they put out on signal what Hegseth did, but they have to sit there and listen to him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What a gibbering idiot.
Yeah. I can't wait till coming up to hear Commander McMillan sound off on some of that stuff. It's going to be pretty interesting indeed.
As long as he's not wearing a beard.
But
sorry, go on.
His wife is shaving him right now.
What was he going on about? No more dudes in dresses. When have the military ever been marching up and down the square in dresses?
Have you ever seen the parties Hegseth goes to? He's just trying to find out where the real men party, right? That's all, Every Friday night he ends up at the Rocky Horror Picture Show and he just can't figure out why.
I don't know. Do they have any like military bands in America that wear kilts?
Not anymore. Not allowed to. Yeah.
Not allowed to.
Yeah.
Blooming transgender.
Yeah,
Get him out of here.
That's transcontinental, and either way, it's not allowed. Okay, it's
Oh, even their missiles are no longer transcontinental. They'll get rid of those.
Yeah. 1 second here. Actually, I need about 30 of them, but hold on.
What's that? 10 minutes into the show and he's bugging off. Why doesn't he why does he not take a shit before we start? I don't know. Yeah. What else was he talking about? No more. All the women. Oh, he's got a thing against women being in the military. In fact, there were actually some sitting in the audience. There was a couple of female generals or whatever there were. I noticed that. I wonder what they thought when he was saying, women have to meet the same physical standard of the men. I bet there's some women there that could kick his ass easy. What a dick. I mean, how do you just like step backwards? I mean, I suppose this is what he's talking about, no longer being woke in the military. Because we're going to be violent killers. Yes, that's what we want from our military.
Oh, I thought he meant I thought he meant that the entire military was going to take up heroin, so they're just nodding out all day and they're not like awake.
He just wants to turn them all into berserkers and just like set them free on the world.
Yeah, they'll be like, there's a superhero dude who has a bad guy that he always fights. And he gets injections of stuff and it makes them all big and bad and nasty. And they'll just use crystal meth and turn these guys into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember the names. Sorry. I'm not, I know the Flash. I know Superman, right?
Just trying to think what else did he say?
Oh, I got something to show. I found this at Thrift. I'm always, thrifting, right? My son and I, but see if I can get this to work. Oh, for God's sakes. The light's going to wash it out. Let's see. Maybe if I go way, what if I do that? Hello. Okay. What if
pins?
Yeah. And if you look,
Campbell soup.
Yeah, and the other one's Andy Warhol, and it's the Unemployed Philosophers Guild.
Right.
And it's Andy Warhol and a tomato soup can, and they're like the real nice quality enamel like pins, right? Yeah.
And Andy Warhol.
Yeah, wormhole. Yeah, he's the hole that let the worm into the RFK Jr.'s brain. We call it Andy, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, but they're really neat. Yeah.
They're
going to go up here soon. I'm just about to rearrange this a bit more. I was going to get this tank started today. I got a slightly bigger one that's going to go there. It'll be really nice. Do it up with some nice white sand on the bottom. And I realized that the filter I was given with it is a little tired. And to replace all the gubbins, like, the impeller and all that, and really bring it back to life, I just replace it. And I want to do that cool filter that goes off the side so you get more of like the river effect with it going across instead of, So I'm just going to get something else. So I paused. And then I wondered, did I do that just because I'm excruciatingly lazy? Probably.
Yeah, it's rubbish. Not enough gold.
Yeah. Also, the lid on the other one's like this, old school with all the bubbly shit and whatnot. And I'm going to get like a nice new modern flat glass one just to make it nicer looking. So, I decided why bother starting because I don't even have all the kit. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, Thanks for that update. Good to know.
I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I do. I'm looking lazy.
Nowhere near as lazy as the chief. Hail to the thief, Donald Trump.
The 14.
Yes. Now the opening speech for him was just absolutely stunning. He comes on to absolute silence. He's not used to this.
Yeah. I don't think anybody warned him ahead of time that the military don't stand up and applaud. That's not the way it works. Yeah. And it was the same with Hegseth. He kept waiting for those moments, and they didn't come.
Yeah. It's like the worst stand-up routine you've ever seen.
Yeah. Is this thing on?
It's time for our enemies to FA and FO. Hello.
I'm surprised they didn't pipe in some big badass expensive missile taking out 5 brown guys in a fishing boat or something just to rev up the troops.
I'm surprised they didn't have open up with fucking village people going, in the Navy, you can sail the 7 seas in the Navy. We want you as a new recruit.
I think somebody finally told Trump why everybody that likes the YMCA likes the song and stuff. And right? You know, the counterculture-ish undertones
won't.
that older people like me think of, you know.
It's not a gay song. It's not a gay song. It just so happens the people, a majority of the people who sing it are gay and dress in gay icon outfits. So
Yeah, but
it's not gay.
But no, but it's more than that even, dude. I was wondering this once, and I never got the chance to bring it up. But you cats in Britain might not totally know how deep it goes, but in the 70s and into the early 1980s, the YMCA was a safe place for gay folk to meet up.
Right.
You know, play basketball, this and that, like, you know, and whatnot. And yeah. So the idea of the song, you know, it's fun to stay there and stuff and whatnot. It has even more meaning when you bring that into it, right? Yeah. So it's a very gay anthem for some.
I think in the UK that most of that's done on Hampstead Heath. But it doesn't make such a catchy song.
I think they still do it outside Clarkson's pub, you know, in that little bush thing.
Yeah. What was it? The dogging station.
Yeah. They had a bathroom with a peephole and a glory hole and everything.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Can you imagine? Oh.
That's what you should have named the pub, the Dogging and Duck.
But it's bad enough that this dingy public bathroom had a glory hole between the two sides, you know what I mean? But it's worse that people would use a public glory hole.
Yes.
Just, dear Lord, man. What the hell?
And the worst thing is, it was the partition was brick.
You could always tell Sally had been off to the bathroom when she couldn't sit at her desk. What was some of the other stuff Hegseth went into? You know, I love the warrior ethos thing coming from a guy who literally goes full warrior on a 12-pack. You know, it's just.
Oh yeah, he's full warrior on Fox News.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. I fight with a microphone.
Did you see him go all warrior with a skateboard?
Yeah. He took that in the nads repeatedly on one of the coverage I saw.
I think the skateboard did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I think the skateboard's Antifa.
Yeah. That was the mark of a terrorist, right? Going for the nads, you know. They always go for the cheap shot.
He definitely needs kicking them there. Yeah. What else was he gibbering on about? I wish I made notes now on this.
Can you imagine?
I mean, Trump as well. I mean, Trump he was just like there. No more ugly ships.
Yeah. They call it stealth, but come on, they don't have to look like that.
Yeah, it's like, put some nice, beautiful sails on them or something, so they stick out like a sore thumb.
And he finally said something nice about Obama. I mean, it was the way he could walk down a set of stairs, but still, it happened.
Yeah, those generals flew
that
thousands
whole thing
of miles.
with the stairs, man. Trump, you know. Ever since I want to see Trump rolling out of Air Force One down the stairs. I want to see that.
I want to see come down like a flight of stairs, like a Hollywood Fred Astaire style.
Yeah.
with a top hat and cane.
Yeah.
It'd fuck it up. I mean, those generals been flown halfway around the world. 800 of the greatest top brass the military got in the Pentagon, and blah, blah,
thank
blah.
God they know their commander-in-chief is safe on the stairs.
I know. Thank God they had that discussion about paper.
Oh yeah, because he wants, that paper that,
proper paper, not the skinny paper,
Yeah.
proper paper with the gold, real gold.
Yeah, the only fat allowed in the office now is the paper, I guess, right? Oh, the gold. Yeah. He wants gold leaf on the paper, for God's sakes,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't say, and I want it like Battlestar Galactica. I want the corners cut off, just like my sandwiches,
the crusts. No crusts on the paper.
Exactly.
Utter shit. Oh, and to have the audacity to stand there telling the military brass that we're going to use the cities as training grounds.
Yeah, my God.
What?
I would have loved to have seen a camera on the stage looking out across the sea of generals and admirals and stuff when he said, well, we should use these cities as training grounds. I would have loved to have seen everybody just go, don't react. Don't react. Don't fucking react.
I think there's a lot of virtual face palming going on right now.
Oh my God. Every man in that place squeezed their legs together to focus on the pain in their testicles, right?
They got a nail, a rusty nail in their hand, and they're just pushing it into the palm of the hand. Don't concentrate.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking embarrassing.
But imagine suggesting, and everybody, like, I don't know, but I mean, as an outsider, I mean, you see the Canadian flag there. I know it's buried by a lot of shit, but it is a Canadian flag. To hear somebody and to say that they would use American cities as like training grounds, and knowing that the cities that this person has on their mind are the ones that didn't vote for him, as he's doing with ICE and so on and whatnot right now. Oh my dear God, man. I can't understand, to be honest, why the protests aren't bigger in America right now against them. These are literally, if you live in a city that voted for Harris and not him, you should be very concerned right now.
Yeah, well, there's another No Kings coming up this month, but they really need to get their act together. It starts to need some proper order now. It starts to need to have a voice behind it, a leader. It's got to have something else.
Let's organize it properly. We could call it something like Antifa.
Yeah, just march on Washington. Oh, well, don't forget, we got the invaders. We got the invaders from within. Invaders from within.
But you can't march on Washington unless it's the 6th. Isn't that a tradition or something?
No, it's the 6th coming up.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 2nd now. So quick, organize up. FIFA. Is it soccer players? Are they pissed off? What's going on now? I can't remember.
Oh, it's golf players have been pissed off.
Oh, Rory McIlroy. Yeah, he was furious, man.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of like furious, but I think he had a good old dig at them later, the MAGA crowd.
Yeah, well,
you have to give a bit of backstory there, because he was playing in, what was it, the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, that one where it's like everybody versus everyone,
Yeah, and there's a very, very drunk crowd of.
There was a small group being complete and utter fucks, and right.
Well, there was quite a large group of being complete and utter fucks.
Well, the way he said it afterwards, he said there was a small minority that made it intolerable or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, basically, they were Americans.
One of them threw a drink at his wife and hit her.
Really?
Yeah. She got hit with a fucking flying cup of beer.
Wow. Are those prices?
Well, Bezos is pretty rich. He can throw what he wants, right?
Yeah. So basically, he was just trying to take a putt, to get the ball into the little holy thing like you do. I don't know much about golf, but I know that's the rules. And the fans just started,
It's like sex, but you use a testicle.
I don't have those anymore. Yeah, so he was just trying to take this button, and they were just like chanting and jeering, and he just refused to play till they shut up.
Yeah,
and quite rightly so. And what really pissed me off about it, I mean, not I care, but what really pissed me off about it is none of the officials stepped in.
None.
You know, if that happened at like Wimbledon or something like that, or any other game.
Oh my
God!
Yeah.
You have people like step in and say like, "Shut up!"
Yeah. They would take away your Chardonnay, for God's sakes, you know.
And your strawberries and cream.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, holy shit. Everybody knows you shut the fuck up until the ball's been hit, right? Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Happy Gilmore. I know how it's played.
Yeah.
I watched Happy Gilmore too. Everybody's just older.
Oh.
Well, except for, people that had to be recast. They're younger, but.
It's only just come out, hasn't it?
Yeah. And his entire family is in it.
Right. Well, of course.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Will Smith,
I did see him in a really good film.
Who, Will Smith?
No.
Okay,
Adam
I was going to
Sandler.
say, fuck, I doubt that.
Yeah, no, he was in a really good film. It was really well made, and his acting was like, perfect. Where he plays like a cobbler in like some like New York or something like that, and he found that he used this his sewing machine broke down, but there was like one in the cellar, and he repaired the shoes using this this old sewing machine, and magically, for some reason, it meant when he put on those shoes, he visually looked like the other person who owned the shoes.
Wow.
So he was doing this thing where it's a really long, complicated story. I'm not going to go into it, but he was actually really good in it. I was actually quite shocked because when he's given the right opportunity, he's really good.
I think it's when he has the right director.
Well, it's just not because he does play off these comedy films, which, like you say, he gets his family and friends, a paycheck to tie them over for a year or so. There's a lot of nepotism going on in his films, and
he might just have lazy children, and he wants them to finally contribute. So he's like, "Fuck, I'm going to put you in a movie,"
Yeah, but what a brilliant idea, though. It's better than like Trump just like becoming president and just like raping the country for all its money.
That's true. That's true.
He actually does something. People get paid, and it's just. He probably looks at it and goes, "That's a crappy film," but yeah, pays the bills.
Yeah.
So fuck you. We'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny. The kids were hilarious because they were all just little fighting hockey players and stuff.
Right.
It was really funny. They kicked the hell out of a couple people. There were some pretty cheese moments, but all in, if you go into a Happy Gilmore movie knowing what you're going to get, right? I got some good giggles out of it. A lot of times I watch comedy like that and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sakes, this is tired, right? But it made me laugh, and I'm a cynical asshole. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, if it worked, it worked.
Yeah,
go for it. But he makes those kind of films that you probably watch once. Yeah, you're not going out to buy the DVD. You're going, I'm going to be watching that once every.
You're not going to be analyzing the script like it's the Mona Lisa of text or something, right?
I find that happens a lot with films these days. Is like, it was all right. It was an experience. Wouldn't buy the DVD.
First and last.
Would you remember? You used to buy DVDs and you just watch films over and over again?
No, by the time DVDs were for sale, I already was firmly in the bootlegging camp. It didn't happen for me. I've never really had a disc player that could play video.
All right. Well, okay, but you have downloaded videos and watched them multiple times.
Yeah, I've ripped everyone off. So for sure, right?
Yeah, I think the point is I'm saying is it's getting to that point where there's a lot of stuff that come out. You'll watch it once and you never really go back to it.
You know, there's a whole whack even on our Shills video server that I leave on there in case somebody wants to watch it. But if I see in the stats after 4 years it's not been watched, it's gone, right? I'm not going to put 8 gigabytes of storage on the server into insert stupid ass crap here movie, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sorry, Woody Allen.
There's some Woody Allen stuff that's classic, amazing, good stuff, but I have a really hard time with even seeing his name, let alone seeing his face, right? You know.
Yeah, it's really old stuff. You know, got a real soft spot for that. Really fond of it. Even his stand up, you know, from the very early days was just like fantastic.
You know,
but yeah, Woody, you have turned into a complete asshole. So sorry.
Wow, you know, yeah.
He doesn't get on the talk shows anymore. He just gets into like strange, YouTube. I suppose he call them chat shows, interviews and stuff. And then he goes and says something stupid and weird, and you go, "Okay, Woody, you are a nut job."
Yeah, and there's that. Let's just leave it at enough said, right? You know, I did want to point out when we were talking about Adam Sandler there, quick, first and last in the live chat, it said that Sandler got a bunch of Russian movie money to do that movie.
Oh, really?
But I don't see any sort of angle for propaganda to the right in it.
That's interesting.
Right?
Is it just one of the Russian oligarchs who's just like a big fan?
I don't really. I have no clue. Right? But you know,
I wonder if they're going to play it in Russia. Yeah, it might be Putin. Oh, give me some more Sandler films. I love me some Sandler. He's Jewish, sir. Oh shit, is he?
Yeah.
He doesn't look Jewish.
Yeah, because I don't like first and last exactly says, you know, I have no idea if there's any influence. I didn't see it there. And here's that thing. This is where that odd split can come from because, you know, there's that Russian mentality where for the most part, they just see themselves as better, more deserving. You know, they have a right to take and blah, blah. You know, Starsky and a few have talked about this, right? Like there's a name for it. It, you know, eludes me. But it could very well be that some aren't truly that. They just happen to be born there. And that leads me to, you know, that spot. Like somebody with a Russian background invests in a movie for Adam Sandler. Are they taking that money and using it for anything that we would consider bad? Are they just enriching themselves as an investor? It's, it's easier to point at people that are directly involved in the war machine and go, yeah, fuck you, right?
Well, I mean, let's face it, Hollywood has got a dirty past anyway because there's like, movies been financed by the mafia. You know, there's also money's coming from all sorts of places. And in Hollywood, as you're a producer, you're kind of a rat. You usually don't care as long as you get the money.
And I don't believe there's very many of those honestly good people, Russians, right? I truly don't. But I do know there's at least one or two in auto racing that got really fucked by the whole invasion and their career is just gone. And there's many people in auto racing who say, yeah, it's a real shame because, wow, what a genuinely nice dude and blah, blah and whatnot. But, you know, the companies were making big money off putting their name on his car and stuff. So, you know, a complicated thing, right? Because you can't have those companies profiting.
Yeah, I mean, I have experienced, Russians personally, who are, decent people. I mean, obviously,
but they're like usually ones that aren't at home. So
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They're going to try and get out anyway. But they do exist. But that's not the point. It's the Russian regime and how.
And you got to punish it, right?
how they've influenced their people and brainwashed
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on. So there's a lot of hatred that's got to be knocked out of Russian people in the future. If that ever
Totally, man. That's why I always say it needs to be one of those decimations at the end of World War II, where Russia's literally carved up so all of these individual areas can just be on their own. And the idea of the Union and places like Ukraine being part of it can fully and truly die. Right.
Well, I think it's a bigger problem. I think it's a bigger worldwide problem because there's a lot of hatred growing.
Yeah. Give me 1 second and do your thing here. I'll be listening.
Yeah, because Keir Starmer was on the air today, denouncing this. There was an attack on a synagogue, a Jewish place of worship, in case you don't know, and a couple of people were killed. A guy charged in with a car and a big stabby knifey thing, and he was wearing like a bomb, a vest sort of thing, which turned out not to be a practical explosive device. But they didn't know that. That's why the armed police were there when he was wandering around. They just basically shot him. Took him out. So, lethally as well, which is kind of surprising that, but because he did seem to have his hand on a trigger, so they just wanted to, make sure.
Yeah.
Normally you'd like take them out and then, just, what do you call it? Not
decapitate? Is that what you were going to say?
I was going to say decapitate, but that's not the right word. Incapacitate.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I knew that as soon as I heard it. I was like, I know what you were going for, and I know where you almost went.
Yeah. So horrific scenes of violence. We don't know much about the guy, but it looks like it's a political Palestinian Jewish thing. But this is the point. This is what I'm making. This hatred has just got to stop. And you're just seeing on fucking social media as well, or just Facebooks and knitting groups. It's just everybody's fucking hating on everybody.
We had somebody in our town just recently in the past week start putting these stickers in the parks on a couple of the signs, like no dogs or whatever, on the backs of them, anti-immigration bullshit.
Wow.
And that's, where I live in my little town, a quiet little mountain town or whatever you want. But it's amazing to see that because we've got folk from everywhere in this town. To see that low level of hate, we're not used to that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the other thing as well a lot of people in this country say is immigration has got out of hand. And that's what Farage is building his bloody party on, his manifestos on that sort of stuff. And
it's a little.
A lot of people are using that.
It's a little bit punk rock from the 70s. No future, blah, blah. These people got the jobs. I got nothing. There's nothing for me, blah, blah, and all this and yada, yada. The honest truth is, for the most part, the people that are so-called immigrants in North America, because it's kind of ridiculous as it is, that are taking jobs, they took our jobs bullshit, are far smarter than you, and you would never have had that job anyway, or B, are working harder than your slack fuck ass ever would, and as such, again, it's a job you would never have.
Yeah.
Right? It's unbelievable. For the most part, these people screaming this are the ones that would get fired from McDonald's because they couldn't figure it out.
Well, it's like all you got to do is go down to a hospital and just see the huge number of people outside from the UK who are now working in the hospitals, and nobody's stopping on the white people, or the UK people, not stopping you. You're just not taking the job. You're not taking that career.
That's right.
You just want it fucking handed to you on a plate. You know, I mean, there's no immigrants coming over on a boat, going to work at the Bank of England. You know, as a a
no,
future, something like that. You know, you're taking our jobs. You know, it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen. Most of these poor immigrants, like, you know, they get shoved into a hotel. They're given like £5 a week to live on, and then, you know, they're stacked up like sardines in the hotel, on top of each other, or just sleeping on a crappy mattress.
Here's
they can't get a job. They're not given homes. You know, it's awful. That's the reality.
And here's the thing. Look at the hard rights rhetoric on this. Oh my God, they're giving beautiful luxury hotels and blah, blah, and whatnot. Who does that piss off? People who feel like they're working for fuck all and getting stomped on by the world. But the reality is there's no super prima donna treatment or anything like that. It's ridiculous.
But also, a lot of these people complained about it. Probably never even stayed at a hotel. You know, they just come to like Butlins for their holidays.
Well, if they were like, to be honest, most of these people complaining have never had a real holiday except for the drunk tank. You know, that's what we're talking about. I mean, I mean, I could be somebody who bitches because I'm low income, disability, blah, blah, and whatnot. But I'm also of the complete reality, I can't do this and that and so on. It doesn't affect me at all, and to be honest, so many people in the white community in my area don't want the McDonald's jobs, the Tim Hortons jobs, and so on and whatnot. So we've got all kinds of people who aren't white working there. Well, don't bitch because you didn't want the fucking job.
No, they don't want the job either.
Yeah. They just want the money. You know what I mean? Like they're just more willing to fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, because it's helping them up. It's getting them out of a hole. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah. And unlike some lazy ass white folk that are just going to get drunk and blah blah and whatnot and cry about it, these guys will take a less than perfect living arrangements for a bit, save some money, so on and whatnot, and before you know it, they are ahead of you. Because they fucking worked for it, because they came from less. They came here for a better existence and fucking grabbed it for themselves. Right.
But here's the big picture that nobody's fucking looking at. Nobody's looking at. And I'm going to be very, very profound here. So get prepared to put a flag up on the flagpole where it don't actually make some fucking sense for a change. Because the big picture is this. Right, there's lot of things for us all to whinge and complain about and get shitty about. There's loads of things. We can do that together. It doesn't matter what the color of the skin is. We can do it together. Talk about immigration. We can talk to immigrants about immigration. Why are there immigrants? Because they're trying to get out of a destabilized country. Now, why don't we stabilize the country like we're supposed to have done? That's what the world was supposed to be. But no, these countries are destabilized. They become living hells for these people. So the first thing they want to do is get out. Why can't we get together, sort out those problems, and get the world straight? So these people don't feel like they need to leave.
I know.
In fact, we might get to the point where the Brits go, "Oh, look, it's lovely over there. It's lovely over there. Have you seen that? Yeah, let's go and get a fucking second home. We'll get a holiday home in Iran or something because it's lovely over there and it's nice and hot and the food's great. Just fucking sort your fucking shit out. You fucking
now. Here's a good analogy for that, Dunk, because it's exactly the thing. So. Back in the late 80s, I got a job at a car plant. We were pressing fenders and there was assembly and the whole bit, right? And it was brand new, highly automated, seriously badass plant, Southern Ontario. And we had a bunch of Germans come over to finish building the place and whatnot, and then teach us all how to actually use it, right?
Yes.
Those guys made
Poland had that in 1939 as well.
Yeah, okay. But those guys as consultants and so on made a fortune.
Yeah. Well, they did, yeah.
So you take an emerging economy, you take the Western know-how, you step in with help and assistance, and in the end, you get to profit as well as they get to come. And then now your Western businesses have more customers, blah, blah, yada, yada. It is a de facto win for the whole free enterprise way of doing things until you become a hard right lunatic, bigoted, racist fuck.
I'd even take it one step further, even simpler than that. Trump removing US aid from a lot of these countries, where the immigrants are coming from because they got no food and shit like that. Him removing that. That's not helping to stabilize these countries, like I'm talking about.
Other influence will help, and then they're the ones they turn to for economic growth and so on and whatnot. And it's all lost. It's all gone. It's lost.
That's what Russia and Africa got close ties now.
In 20 years, man, if this isn't corrected, oh my dear Lord, will America regret. Anybody know the lesson from like Japan and China and a few and closing the doors and then all of a sudden being forced open at the point of a cannon or whatever, like we know from history, this is stupid.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. That's what forced Japan into war.
So
and many countries, let's face it, that's what it comes down to. Many countries go to war, not just through for political choice. Mm-hmm. It's for acts of desperation sometimes.
Yeah. And then as a Canadian, I gotta say, if we go back around to Trump and speeches and Hegseth and everything and so on, Trump started his 51st fucking state rhetoric when he started talking about the Golden Dome. I swear to God, I'm going to call it the Golden Condom.
Welcome to the pleasure dome. Yeah. You shut up about that pretty quickly.
Welcome to the Golden Dome, Canada.
Oh, dear.
I might have to do a parody of that and get some more alcohol later. Oh,
dear. What, before or after?
There's no after because I don't have Felix tonight. There's only before.
So much shit to talk about. Since last week. Trump and the med beds.
Oh my God.
Yes, every American is going to be entitled access for a nominal fee, no doubt. To med beds, the cure-all thing in science fiction that QAnon have been blabbing on about it for years. So flat earthers, they're cool. They're keen on the med beds, something that does not fucking exist yet. But Trump was talking about it like it does, and somehow these med beds, are available to everybody in the United States. Doesn't seem to be available to the president of the United States or previous presidents of the United States.
No, yeah.
you just think if it exists, they'll be the first ones in. They'd come out like a sprightly 30-year-old every day.
I'll say this: I think Michelle Obama somehow got one because badass looking girl still. Wow,
is that where she got her cock from?
I think she hides it from the old man because,
well, she buries it into him. Anyway, so, ridiculous. And he puts out like an AI slop video about it.
And there's no way that fat orange fuck put that video together himself. So you've got multiple levels of stupid working together to show how dumb they are.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing a lot more AI slot recently. He must have like a shift in his team in the same way that Gavin Newsom has got like an awesome team working for him now. With social media.
He rehired Big Balls after he healed.
He squozed them. Yeah, no, because Trump also did like an AI slot thing, a slot video, having a go at a black dude, but dressing up as a Mexican.
Oh my God.
He's not Mexican. He's not Mexican.
Yeah, Donald, the African American did not come from South. Dear God, you fucking idiot.
Oh, what you mean? He's a free slave?
Yeah. And Donald's like, but I thought they both ate beans. Who knew?
Yeah. So they all look alike to me. I mean, and not only the thing is what's funny is and it shouldn't be funny.
Everybody knows that trumpet is the first instrument of hip hop. So,
but what's funny is not only is it racist, it's double standard racism.
Oh,
because not only did you make
you're making fun of a Mexican for being a black man. It's just
yeah. You even fucked up the racism. Couldn't even get that right.
Yeah. No wonder he compared nuclear to Mexican.
Oh God!
You know the N words.
Oh God! Yeah, there's two N words we can't say.
Yeah, you can't say nuclear and you can't say Mexican.
Well, it's funny because I work in nuclear science and I can say it all the time. And I work with a black man. And we say nuclear at each other all the day.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is he talking about? Who says we can't say nuclear? Where did that come from? I can say, nuclear. Yeah. Is YouTube going to block us now for that?
I don't know. I don't know a person who lives in the city that's eating a burrito at home without either getting takeout or delivery that didn't nuke it first. Right?
Are you sure it wasn't the other N word?
Hold on, honey. I'm just gonna Negro my burrito.
Yeah. How are we gonna know?
Oh no. Oh no!
Oh, and you're gonna have these two black guys, standing on a street corner somewhere, they've just been like chatting away. Like, oh no, you can't say that. What? Can't say that word anymore. What word? I just that's right.
Mexican.
You're my friend. I can call you that. No, the other word, the nuclear word. You can't say that.
Yeah. You can be a black man who gets mad, but you can't go nuclear.
I want nuclear scientists to all step up on the stage. Someone say, "We're reclaiming that word. That's our word. We're allowed to use it."
Donald Trump stole this word from Albert Einstein. We're taking it back.
Fucking stupid. I mean, how ridiculous can you get? I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That's that whole. I would say speech. It wasn't a speech. It was just a ramble. I mean, you can't even give it the the moniker of word salad.
It would have made more sense had he given that speech in South Park.
it was just like word sludge.
Yeah,
there was nothing in it whatsoever.
I swear to God, the teleprompters must have gone down, because if somebody wrote that sloth for him, like what the.
Yeah, that was funny, because he was definitely not using autocue on that whatsoever, and yet complained about the UN.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably the same crew doing it, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, what makes me laugh about that, when you actually hear him talk, I don't notice any different when he's using autocue or not using autocue. because it's still a ramble. And I imagine
I
the
can explain this.
The words are scrolling past the screen, and he's just ignoring them and going,
I can't read that fast, right? You know,
I'm going to talk about Obama going up and down stairs or something like that. Yeah, I'll just make it up. I'm going to riff, and I'm going to nail this audience.
I got it, though. I know what's truly going on. There's a secret Discord server where they vote for the next sentence real quick, and they just make him say the dumbest crap. You know, it's only like Bezos and Musk and a few like that can afford to be in there, right? You know,
Sauron is a very bad guy. We're going to be invading Sodor next, or is that the island of Sodor? Thomas, the tank engine is out of control. He's out of control.
Yeah. He's been treating Percy like hell for years. We're gonna stop it. You know,
they're sending the Marines. It's a hell over there. They're at war.
Yeah, but that fat controller, he's going on a diet if he wants to work in my military.
Hey, maybe we should just call Trump that.
The fat controller.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need a picture of Trump in the fat controller's top hat, right?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
What was his name? Lord Topping Hat or something.
Yeah, that's what they changed it to make it okay for Americans, right? They changed it to Sir Topham Hat or some shit. Yeah. But he was the fat controller, man. You know?
Yeah. Written by a priest.
Really?
Yeah. The whole series was written by the Reverend whatever his name was. Yeah.
That totally explains why they named the one trained Percy after a whiny little cock.
Was Percy one of the disciples?
Well, Percy's Thomas's whiny little buddy, which I guess that kind of makes you Percy, and you're green.
What do you mean I'm a...
Well, you're the whiny little buddy now. I'm going to be Thomas. I get to be blue.
Oh, so you're a fucking twat and then just crashes into everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you are like Thomas. You just like, barrel down the track like, I'm at full steam. Yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best. And then crash. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are Thomas. Thomas the wank engine.
I gotta get the guitar out and do a heavy metal version of jump, 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 jump.
Dick the wank engine.
That'd be funny.
Oh dear.
There's a clue in that somewhere. So, that's an hour. I don't think we've said anything of value yet. Should we just keep it at that? It's easier.
Well, we got Trump was talking about going into Portland. It's at war. And apparently he said, I spoke to the governor. She was very nice. But I said, well, wait a minute. When am I watching things on television that are different to what's happening?
Yeah.
What was he watching?
Fox News, right? They were playing a video of a car burning from like 8 years ago in protest, and he thought it was like live.
Yeah, was that what the part of the Black Lives Matter protests or whatever happened?
Yeah, Portland has a history of getting a little bit upset when people fuck with them, but rightly so,
Yeah. Oh God, what a fucking! I tell you one thing. I saw an interesting thing. Can't remember the details, but it's in one of these cities, or I think it's a very small town or whatever. But they had the chief of police talking about that he's had it with ICE. They're breaking the law. They're doing things, and basically, you're saying, he was there at one of the protests recently, and ICE were throwing him insults. Now, interesting, because this chief of police, he just so happens to be black.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, they were they were abusing, and he was showing footage of an ICE truck literally running someone over, running them down.
holy shit!
Yeah, and then driving off. He's in, and he's basically saying, "We're just not going to have it." And there's going to be this sort of situation that's going to happen. Where, they're talking about it in Chicago, stuff like that. So the police are not happy with these ICE agents coming in and just being assholes, and they're gonna hold them accountable.
Your average street cop has probably seen better behavior from a pimp or a meth head,
Well, yeah, or probably even a corrupt cop.
Yeah.
they're probably there's probably better ethics in a corrupt cop than there is in an ICE agent.
Exactly, right? Oh my God. Ow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people been talking about that, and how that might start drawing a line in the sand that's going to cross over into like weird. I mean, they're using the word civil war.
Yeah,
they're bandying that word around, but you don't bandy that word around lightly. But yeah, that's what they're looking at. It's just like, if you're sending federal agents from red states into blue cities. That's the invasion from within.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's the invasion from within. Let me just refresh here 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1 second.
I'm not too sure what's going on. No. Oh shit. Oh, I think I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, mother?
Somebody say something. Somebody let me know. Are you
I hear you the whole time, you twit.
Well, I didn't know, because I was getting like spinny wheels on the show.
Oh yeah,
and and you weren't there to tell me, so I had no idea if I was like talking.
Oh, you sounded like Lucille Ball about to go into a comedy routine or something.
Oh, news in that fucking fridge. Grunge Thing's asking the fucking fridge. Yeah, I managed to get a separate RCD plug thingy and put it on the fridge, and the fridge is definitely the thing that was tripping.
Oh, was it?
Electrics. Yeah. So at the minute, until we sort that out and figure out what's wrong with that, it's like, walk past the fridge every few hours, see if it's tripped and switch it back on. But at least it means it doesn't blow the entire house up. So we're all right.
Yeah. I wanted to just say a quick thing. There was somebody in the live chat who said, "Hey, you shouldn't say black or whatever." Well, you got to realize I'm Canadian, so African American isn't quite what we say. It's the same with with native folks these days. First Nations, Indians, if you want to get really old school.
Yeah.
Native Americans, we just say natives or First Nations, right? Because we don't throw the American in. So, the whole African American thing just becomes African to us. And that kind of stands out as odd too. So, don't get the wrong idea. It's just that I'm Canadian, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of countries that have black people in them. It's not just African.
Yeah. Or just America. Right. Yeah. So, I get it. It's just, I'm, in a different place. And in my town, when I see my African American, if you need buddies, and if I'm telling a story and I say, yeah, so the black guy says blah, blah, they just laugh because it's no big deal. Right. Nobody cares.
The thing is, we using the word black. It's like
they call me a white guy. Nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. But we have to even use the term like brown people as well, because the racism especially with the ice agents is concerned, unless you're like a pure white, like a fucking driven snow, like Snow White, you're in the back of the fucking ice, man. Brown, yellow, purple, black,
Yeah, you gotta like here. That's what you need to look like, right? But I mean,
to be fair, you are a white guy, so you get away with it.
Yeah, I only just say it because no offense is meant, right?
No offense is meant whatsoever. The unfortunately, well, that's the thing. People will get offended about that, and it's like, oh, well, okay, so you don't want us to talk about it then? Right, fine. We won't talk about it, and just let it happen.
Yeah,
we may be using the wrong terminology, but we're using it to point out how fucking crap the world is today, and how unjust it is. So don't have a go at us having not using.
Nobody was having a go.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But let's not right anybody too much or whatever, because nobody was having a go. Right. I just wanted to.
But people do,
Yeah. We getting shit for that a lot. And there's, nobody's being a jerk. We're just, right.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is, again, on social media, it's like, you'll say,
shit. I missed, I missed shout outs. Oh,
well.
Yeah. Cause we had Grunge Thing gifting out Shills membership, and we had UTV and Ham gifting out Shills membership. So huge thanks, guys. Awesome. Love it. Speaking of which, we've got the fundraiser for the team that we have not spoke of, and we've been live for an hour. So let me get the page up here. We got some gear being bought, a couple little personal things being solved, that kind of thing, Here's the page. I tried having a couple of light rum and cokes because I get so burpy with beer, and it turns out carbonated water does the same thing. Driving me crazy tonight. But you can see the total there. There's 1,300 in the pot out of 1,800. We're closing in. There's going to be a little technology upgrade for a couple people that help them do the things we need them to on the show and stuff. And it's great for everybody. Very, very worth it.
Yeah, so any Russian oligarchs out there watching, help us out, and we might change our opinion on you.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want us to pick on your son in the upcoming years, donate some now.
Apparently I saw there's starting to be protests in Russia.
Wow.
I only saw it from a thumbnail. So I don't know any of the details of that. I haven't gone into that, but that's kind of interesting because, there were a bunch of protests at the start of the Ukraine invasion. Not going back to 2014, but the recent invasion by like 2-3 years ago. There are protests going on. So I don't know how big they are. Maybe they're protesting against Trump. I wouldn't be at all surprised. This is like, he's even over there. They're going, that guy's a git. He needs to go.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what happens about that.
The thing with protesting in Russia is you're going to have a serious group. Otherwise, you're all just target practice, right? That's the tough thing when Westerners say, well, if Russians don't want the war, stand up and show. That's not like protesting against anti-kings. And that's why every now and then I hedge on saying every Russian should be shot and killed. Right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you get to that point now where, Trump is now looking at protests in America.
Exactly. Right.
So, we'll have to see how that turns out. Is he going to flip the switch and just go mental? Saying, how much does ICE was like given in his big bad bill, like, $18 billion?
Yeah, which turns out could be stolen. So
so that's enough to militarize a small nation.
Exactly.
So what's going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, his own personal army. Is he going to send them in?
Yeah, they're going to have an airplane. So,
Is he going to turn to his military that he just made a fool of and say, look, you got to go in and sweep these people up?
Yeah. No, but that's the whole thing with Trump's core base. If he truly wanted a military he could control, he has enough militia types and those kind of whatnots that he would have a decent force.
Yeah, but the real military will step in and knock them out.
Well, they would have to, right?
I mean, Pete Hegseth should be talking to the ICE agents because they're all fat bastards.
Yeah. But think about it. Trump could really raise an army and then you've got a true civil war, like with real combatants going on. And I'm only 2 hours from the border. I don't want this.
No.
I do not want this.
Oh, well, nobody wants. Well, nobody should want it because Adam Kixner did a great video about it. It's like it'd be stupid. You'd lose everything. You'd lose everything. You'd be sent back to the Stone Age.
I don't want my son and I pulling the full homesteader Little House on the Prairie in a log cabin, trying to raise a few chickens and stuff. Trying to stay away, and I don't want any of that.
Yeah. It might be short-lived though. I don't know because I don't think Trump's personal army have got many aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines. So
aircraft carriers don't matter in Montana.
Well, you have to put them on the back of a flatbed.
yeah, you got to bring them in by train, but But yeah, I hope that through protest and the people and stuff that this can be solved without some kind of, real uprising, right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you try to simplify it and you go like, it's National Guard. You got blue state National Guard and red state National Guard and all that kind of thing. Well, I bet you there might be people in the red state National Guard that didn't vote for Trump, so they're probably blue in nature, but they just live there, so that's where they are. And you probably have the same with the blue state National Guard. So you're gonna end up with this situation going us against them, and then just like at this moment, at one moment you say right. Anybody who doesn't want to be on this side wants to be on the other side.
Yeah. Well, you could have a situation where brothers are on opposite sides. One's in the National Guard, one's in the military, and they're like, I'm not doing this. Like, as
it was in the American Civil War.
Yeah, but at the same time, you've got lots of hard-lining righties that could be the militant types that actually start causing real chaos before you get the more defend the Constitution types of the military truly come in. And because, America's military isn't really ready to defend itself internally. America's air superiority and everything's ready to go other places and stuff. I'm not saying this is going to happen, and don't get me wrong here, but if these militias actually came up and started, they could cause absolute chaos before anybody's ready to deal with it.
Well, that's what happened in the actual American Civil War. The Confederate side, they kicked shit.
Yeah.
And didn't. They probably got to the White House, didn't they?
As far as I understand it, it wasn't until Free the Slaves and blah, blah, that the North started really mechanizing and started catching up and all kinds of, I don't really know the story much because, again, we don't have blue in our flag, right? Well,
no, but it definitely took them a while before they started to get things sorted out. So if there was a civil war in the United States today, you'd probably see exactly the same thing happening.
So I just, drives me crazy even thinking about it, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just this is not let it come to that. I mean, not
No.
like you and I, not like anyone's listening to us.
Yeah. But if it ever came down to it, I live in the right place to be able to just take my son Felix and go, okay, we're going up into the hills to play full Grizzly Adam, buddy. You know?
Yeah, going to live on Walton Mountain.
Yeah, you know.
And twiddle with John Boy.
Yeah, I mean, I can walk there. It's not very far.
No, you can't walk there. That's like
okay. Yeah, somebody who's fit and
you're a physical wreck.
Yeah, take me a week. Yeah, you know.
Your fish could get there faster than you.
Yeah. Take me 3 days on a stretcher. You know.
Was there like stretcher type things you used to see in the movies where you get dragged behind, things really pulling you up?
Yeah, my head be bouncing off rocks. I'm like, you grabbed the wrong end, buddy. Fuck.
Yeah. I can see you going all Grizzly Adams, though. I can see you in a hut, raccoon skins.
Oh and,
a long beard, a long wiry beard down to your knees, and
yeah. I'd be that guy out in the stream that's coming off the Rockies and stuff, and I'd be foolishly fishing for tuna, because I still had a jar of mayo to open.
You'd be fishing using TNT.
Yeah. Every time I catch one, I divert the river, right?
Stealing the salmon from the bears.
Yeah. I just wait until they're fattening up and I fight them for it,
Eat the bear. Eat the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be the movie. That's what we're gonna call the movie about your life in the hills. We're just gonna call it "Eat the Bear."
Yeah.
And no, it's not a porn movie.
It'd just be like
eat the growler.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Dick Dawson goes to Brazil.
Hey, you better find a different producer. I'm not doing that one.
You ever tried to green screen key pubic hair?
Funny you should say that. Pretty much.
Man, speaking of green screen and blue screen and stuff, I watched a thing the other day, and it was a video on using some kind of like a sodium light at a specific frequency and a double prism. And it's the way Disney did like Dick Van Dyke Singing in the Rain or whatever it was. And it creates the mat and the person, so there's no keying involved at all, and it works through like veils and mesh and stuff perfectly, and it did little tiny frizzes of hair and all that stuff perfectly. And
there was some very clever shit back then.
It was unbelievable to watch these guys recreate this, because it's been lost for years because of making the little prism. Some asshole finally just made one, and it was brilliant to watch it in action.
Yeah.
They were all flipping out. They were like, "Oh, your green screen one's terrible. Look at the veil or whatever and all that." And then they showed this sodium light one, and oh my God, was it brilliant?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was brilliant. Yeah. Right. There were some limitations to lighting and stuff, but there isn't green screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you look at how green screen stuff is shot these days, it's so haphazard, and you're lucky there's even a green screen there.
Yeah. They just throw a green blanket over something, right? Yeah.
There's a bit of green, but the actors go off the green, so you have to rotate it out anyway. And it's just so poorly done, and they just wouldn't have the patience.
Yeah,
because back in the day when they were doing stuff like this, there was no other way than doing it digitally. like we do now. I mean, you'd have to even go back to Superman days. You had to be like, decent keys and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
it was. It was brilliant to see it, man. It was awesome.
To go back to that methodology, that they would have zero patience on set. They just need to keep shooting. They'd rather shoot 30 shit shots than one good one in a day. You know, it's just how it is now.
Yeah. It even captured proper motion blur, and they were blown away.
No, what I prefer is not motion blur.
Yeah, but they were blown away by the fact that it wasn't greened, and you know what I mean? You get that bleed through, and it was brilliant to see. It was neat.
Yeah, as Keen is concerned, motion blur is a real pain in the ass because it just gets nasty.
Exactly.
And, I'd rather not be motion blur, and I'll fucking put it on afterwards if you want.
Yeah, but this did it without keying. It was just brilliant.
Right? I remember there was a certain camera that was talked about years ago. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it was like a depth camera. So it was like a camera where you could just shoot, and then you can decide where the point of focus is afterwards.
Right? Was that the light camera? That stupid little
it had light. It was a light. The name of it was
light or some with an L, right? And it was like a funny looking thing. It didn't even look like a camera.
But the movie version of it was like massive.
Yeah.
But the great thing about that is because it was depth controlled, it didn't matter. You didn't need a green screen because you go you just go ignore anything past this point.
Oh, wow.
And you've got an immediate key. And I was like, wow, this is going to be so amazing for visual effects, and never saw them again.
There was a tablet that was actually brought out about 2015-16 when Intel had their last little hurrah with the Atom processor and were on a few Android devices. And I think it was made by Dell. And it had one camera in like the center of the edge, like where a tablet would have a camera, but then it had two others, top and bottom, for like a stereoscopic to judge depth and whatnot, so you could refocus after and stuff like that. That's kind of like a baby version of what you know. Yeah.
It's all clever shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they figured out, it's just cheaper to use Alexa cameras. They come off the shelf, $250,000 or whatever they cost.
Yeah.
They're still not cheap, but they're a lot cheaper than these methods, and they don't need the same amount of horsepower or memory or anything like that. And you just give it to a schmuck like me to fix later.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we got a donation in on the team fundraiser here from UTV and Ham. All right. The title, the total goes up some. Title. Fuck. Thanks, Ham. Awesome. What are we at here? Almost an hour and a half. Okay, not bad. I've had like 4 texts come in that I haven't read. And like I was telling you, there was that little thing with Felix and the tablet and whatnot. So I thought I should just check to be safe, and everything's good. All right.
Yeah. It's not just like swear words. When
he left, I even said to him, I said, you can always call Dad if you need to, bud.
Yeah. Just put it in the chat and the show will read it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mods will pass it on. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, we should discuss the Windows 10 ending thing, because that's happening soon for a lot of people.
Oh, should we?
Yeah. I mean, we're Mac users, so we our computers get end of life too early as it is. But
and I don't.
Some are right now. If you're one of those Mac users who bought the end of the Intel era, which was literally only like 4.5-5 years ago, your computer is end of life for new updates already. It's over. Oh yeah. But Windows 10 ends in like 14, 12 days or something. There will be no more updates. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't know computers and you're like, I don't give a fuck, I'm sick of that thing bugging me for updates already and whatnot, right?
Rebooting for 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly, right? If you're one of those people, you've got to understand, as soon as Windows Update is no longer giving you security updates for Windows 10, it's not safe to have your banking information or any of those other logins, especially if you're one of those people who use the same password on multiple things. Inside of 3 months, you must do something about your computer because it will not be safe to use.
Yeah, put Linux on it.
That would be my suggestion. If you're unsure how to switch from Windows 10 to Linux to keep your computer safe because you don't want to spend $900, $1,000 on a new computer, we might actually do a thing where we get all you folk together in our Discord and fucking walk you through it. Because if you were to put one of the new Linux distros on your computer to replace Windows 10, all of your stuff will work exactly the same as it did before. The apps are basically the same if you're using social media. The websites are the same. It'll basically change nothing unless you're like a content creator or something. If all you do is consume... a gamer. But even then, with Steam and stuff on Linux, it might actually help your computer be a better game machine.
Didn't know they did that.
Mm-hmm. Steam is doing their own Linux operating system for a new release and stuff coming up. And they're really trying to get the world of gaming to get on Linux because then you're not beholden to Microsoft, right? But yeah, I mean, we could do a thing to help people, but right?
You say we, you mean you.
No, it's not just me because see, Grunge thing in the chat is like, yeah, I want to help. See, wouldn't just.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know where to start.
Right, because you've always been a Mac person, but I've had Linux PCs, Windows PC. Anyway,
no, but I've never used. I'm using Linux at work, but that's irrelevant.
But in a modern computer, you just go to the damn app store and get the things you need. Linux has that too. It's literally that easy these days, right? And your computer will run great for a bunch of more years before it's finally out of date, Yeah,
because Linux, is it still true that it's still pretty like a pared down operating system anyways? It's not like heavy on the...
No, it depends on the distro, but yeah. I mean, you can take a 10-year-old PC and give it 3 more years of good life by putting Linux on it. No problem. You'll be good. Chrome browser's the Chrome browser. It's the exact same. So go into Facebook, go into Instagram or whatever. It's all the same shit, man.
But what about the? Obviously you're talking about Windows 10 and security issues. What's the security issues like on Linux, or is it just the simple fact that it is Linux that barely anybody's trying to get on your system?
Well, no, because Linux powers so many server systems and whatnot. Linux is just very security minded. I mean, just like Mac OS, it's based on secure old school technology that we've been using for years and years and years to do this stuff. And it's just hardier. It's better. It just is.
It's just not Windows.
Yeah. And it's mass adoption. Security by obscurity is a part of it, but not really in Linux. And there's some really badass modern distros of Linux that have security updates coming all the time. So, it's not like you're, taking a chance. You'll probably get better security. I mean, your average Mac user, ask them, we don't run antivirus software.
No.
Why?
No, never had an issue, never had a problem. Touch wood.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're installing cracked software from bootleg sites, there's no need. You're good,
I have installed a few.
Yeah, but you got to do it right and proper. And I'm not going to start teaching people that. If you want to learn how to bootleg safely, go on your own rabbit hole, right?
Yeah. I do have a little snitch running in the background as well. So that'll let me know if anything naughty is happening in the background.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So, if you're one of those people, get a hold of one of the team and let them know that you would like help switch into Linux, and we'll get you sorted. It's not that hard. And if we get everybody running the same distro, then we got lots of people to play support as you settle in. No problem.
I mean, there's a shit ton of videos on YouTube about it, really.
Yeah, most of them are not helpful, but
I think the problem is most of them. Well, maybe there's a case of it's just too many.
Yeah,
if you just like search how to install Linux on your PC, you'll get like a bazillion videos of various degrees of competency.
Yeah, but you'll also get people who have picked a machine to perfectly work with a certain distro to make the install easy and blah, blah, blah. And it's just so much bullshit, right? It's like searching on YouTube, what's the best microphone for podcasting? And every top ranked video will be wrong. Or they might lead you to the right microphone, but they had no idea why, Those ones drive me crazy.
I remember having this discussion about microphones back in the days on the guitar channel, and it's like no one can really give you proper reasons of why a certain microphone. It's just like SM50,
57, 58, blah blah. Right?
It's just because that guy used it. And,
exactly.
Why did he use it? Well, because that guy used it, and it's turtles all the way down. It's
exactly.
I'm using it because everybody else uses it. Oh, okay, but why?
Like how many times have I seen somebody recommend a condenser microphone without asking the audience, do you have issues with fan noise from your PC? If you do, a condenser microphone is the worst choice you could make. But they don't do that at all. They just go, this is a brilliant mic, blah, 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 blah. And somebody buys it and they go, all I hear is fan noise in my air conditioners. It's just, they're morons. They don't know what they're talking about, right?
I mean, I'm not going to go on about it because I think I mentioned it before, but there was that YouTuber about UFOs and stuff, and he's an audio guy. He makes music and all this stuff, and he let's just record his show, his live show, and it's echoey and it's all over the place. It sounded awful, but you point it out to him, he went on a fucking flip. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I was in a band. Well, okay. Name the band. I've never fucking heard of you. Do you know why? Because your audio was shit.
But the whole idea of I was in a band, right? And every time a band plays live, they have a sound engineer to do it for them. And then when they record, they have a recording engineer for them. So being in a band doesn't mean you know anything about sound. And it probably means your ears are old and tired and you can't even hear it anymore,
The eyes are tired and old and bent. That's the funny thing about it. It's like, I know more because of reasons X, Y, Z, and they're not reasons. You don't know more. It's just like, but you still. But okay, you may know more. Do you listen back to your show? Because you sound like shit.
Yeah.
It's like no.
It still sounds like you're yelling at people in a cave. I mean,
it's just so funny how people's attitudes like that.
Yeah, drive you nuts.
Oh well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Not much. Oh my God. Just to touch on one other one we've had before, but tone wood. The fact that wood can really affect the sound of an instrument, right? An electrified instrument.
I know nothing about it.
So
you're talking to the wrong guy.
locally to me, there is an audio processor for electric pickup acoustic guitars for sale in the classified ads. It's called Tonewood.
Oh, yes. I know about that. Yes, I remember that.
Died laughing. I just thought to myself, how Chinese is that name?
I know. I don't think it's Chinese.
Really?
But I do remember. I was just laughing about it back in the day. But
yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
You know what? It's so funny because that argument is still going on.
It always will. It always will.
It always will. You're just going to end up with these like cork sniffer guitar owners that they have to justify paying like £8,000 for their Swamp Ash guitar. It's like, okay, it sounds great because of the wood of the guitar. Sure, whatever.
There's only one thing the wood of an electric guitar can do. It can enhance or pull away, sustain, which will make you play it a bit better, differently. And that can change the tonality because you might play it more Telecaster, staccato. You might play it more Gibson Les Paul with big ringy chords. But that's not truly tone. That's style.
Yeah. That's not the same.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, and obviously I've had this argument before that even then I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
I do.
I know a lot of the way I found is a lot of it is down to the construction of the guitar, as opposed to the.
That's true because it's the whole neck through and whatnot and stuff, right?
Or if you have like a separate body and neck, and the joint is a bit flimsy and it's a bit rubbish. That's got to be sustain and
and even the grain. It's the way that it's got to layer together perfectly when you put that neck on. It can't just be some China shop close enough thing, right? But anyway, we won't go on.
No. I did videos about this like 20 years ago, maybe. Well, I built a guitar and fixed it to like a big plastic tub of wet, soggy sand to dampen. So the guitar had no resonance, because that's the other thing that people use, resonance. So the guitar had no resonance whatsoever. He even took the neck out and replaced it with a pipe of soggy sand. So there was no resonance whatsoever. Made no fucking difference whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
In fact, in many ways, the sustain was better.
Yeah, Joe Perry, before they did Love in an Elevator and whatever the comeback songs for Aerosmith was, they did the first comeback record, Done with Mirrors, which I think is the good one. And Joe Perry, the lead guitar player from Aerosmith, had a clear plexiglass guitar. And he was asked in an interview once famously, how do you get out of any bottom end sound out of that guitar? And he said, I turn up the bass knob on the amp.
Those guitars weigh a fucking ton.
Oh, I can only imagine what that feels like on your arm, man.
Yeah.
That's like 2 Gibson Les Pauls, right?
Yeah, so it's like you get the ones that are like made from a solid acrylic, but it's not just the body; it's the neck as well.
Yeah,
and it's just like pure. It might as well just be concrete. In fact, I think concrete might be lighter.
There's a guy on YouTube that made layered concrete guitar body, and at the end he said, "So I've got a really heavy guitar that sounds like a guitar."
yeah. I know, it's so funny.
Yeah,
and the other thing as well is you end up with like there's a guitar based on the Stratocaster. It's basically like all the wood from the pick guard. That's just been routed off.
Yeah.
So basically you just got a guitar that is just like the Stratocaster pick guard, and everything else has been cut off.
Yeah. There's a funny new one you can get these days that's a little folding travel guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember a guy showed me one in town like 10 years ago, and he was like, yeah, it's amazing. When you unfold it, it's still in tune. And he played a chord, and he was like, oh, let me tune that for you. It's like,
it's not gonna work.
It's not possible.
No,
it's just
no,
so stupid.
Strings are being slacked. Strung,
Yeah.
and,
Cold and warm temperatures.
Yeah, not a fucking chance. I mean, even just taking your guitar out your gig bag, it was in tune when you left.
Yeah,
it's not going to be in tune when you get there.
No, it was really funny.
Even fucking things like altitude.
Oh yeah.
It changes it. It's science.
Yeah, it's just like a carburetor of a car. You don't drive up the mountains and then go, "Wow, it doesn't seem to run right. The gas is terrible up here, honey."
There's no oxygen.
Yeah. Speaking of oxygen, because that's not what I need, but I do need some grub. I didn't have a lunch yet today. It's coming on 6 p.m. and I'm getting hungry.
All right, well, we'll get the fuck out of here then.
Yeah, because if I refill my glass again, I'm going to go over the hunger, and then I'll just wake up feeling like shit because I drank through supper, right? I'm not doing that today.
That's fine. You'll look like shit anyway, so you'll be.
I always do. Oh, yeah. I'm one of those guys where as soon as my hair dries, I look like I haven't showered. So, well. So, big shout out to the team here. Who the hell is on the team today? We got PJ CNET. I think we've got
the list is in the green room.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't when I started, but I figured it would show up pretty quick when I did. We got Mexi Girl on the Shills account. We got PJ CNET. We got David Worley, who actually learned how to swear from that British chef who, just gets really upset about things. And we got Super Chat Matt. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Gordon, I think you're referring to Gordon Ramsay, yeah?
No. James May.
He's not a chef. He doesn't swear.
Oh, cock. I got it wrong.
That's just speaking like an Englishman. That's not swearing.
It's roosters for everyone. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the gifted memberships. Let's get the link for the team fundraiser into the live chat because you never know who's going to watch it after, and maybe we can get some more cash in as well.
Yeah. Let's see if we can sort out the that weak ass American military generals because they're just a bunch of weak ass pussies.
Exactly. Get them on a diet.
Yeah. Let's get the Department of War is coming.
Well, we missed Jose and the team shout out, so big shout out to Jose as well. Oops.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Actually, it's going to be war. What is it good for? Frat parties.
and but no fat chicks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And God, don't show up with your cock tucked in between your legs.
Yeah, we want a military party, but but no women, no fat chicks. We just want tanned, muscly, oiled men who just know how to treat another man. Yeah. Hang on. Oh shit.
Can I just say that's not a party I'm going to, baby.
See you all on Grindr.
Take care, everybody.
No.
God save America.